At last, we come to the end of the Transformers Generation Cyber Series Cyber Battalion toy line. Man, they could have abbreviated that down just a wee bit, don't you think? Well, we are ending off with, hey, every toy line needs a Bumblebee. Oh god, and how I wish this one didn't have one. So, let's go ahead and get into it. No precursors, no explanation of what these things are. If you don't know by now, you clearly haven't watched the other videos. So we are looking at a brand new style of vehicle for Bumblebee. It's kind of brushing into the movie aesthetic, but also kind of hitting the RID and Prime a little bit. He is cast entirely in yellow plastic with just a little bit of black used for the wheels, as well as a couple parts we will see in the robot mode. But yeah, for about 95% of the toy, all yellow because, of course, Bumblebee. I am happy to note the yellow is not the obnoxious kind that Bumblebee sometimes gets. It's just dark enough to let the details show still. Though there aren't many details to speak of on this particular toy, he keeps it pretty simple, though he comes with a lot of sharp angular lines, which not the most aerodynamic thing I saw. I mean, if you look at paneling like this along the side, he kind of looks like some old PlayStation 1 game. It's a very strange look. It's all very sharp lines, not a whole lot of curvature to him. It's just really hard edges, really hard lines all over the place. Paint-wise, he does have that bright baby blue for the windshield on the front, black down the center, because of course, Bumblebee has to have that now. And then, of course, on the front, you have blue for the headlights, silver for the grille, and an Autobot sigil there acting as something of a hood ornament. And then toward the back, nothing. Absolutely nothing, though we do have molding for not only exhaust and tail lights, but a license plate as well. So I guess for a customizer, there's a little bit of work to do. Detail-wise, I kind of like this vehicle, I will admit. It's a different style of Bumblebee. It's not just like your typical Camaro. It's almost like a Camaro and a Corvette mixed for how long the front end is. Though take a look at the clearance on that. Do you think the driver is actually capable of seeing anything out the windshield? It's like he's got about 3 inches of visibility before the hood comes up. It's riding way low for some reason. That's a strange aesthetic choice for an otherwise acceptable vehicle. I wish there was a little bit more natural curvature to it and it didn't look so polygonal, but hey, what can I expect out of a giant toy that was only going to be 15 bucks? So let's get this guy into robot mode. We'll see what we're really dealing with here. Now, here's the fun part. This was based on the Legion class Bumblebee from Transformers Prime. Or it might have been the movie line. It might have been one of the movie Legion Bumblebees. They pretty much transform the same. But yeah, this is going to seem familiar because guess what? I've already reviewed an upscaled Bumblebee that was based on the exact same Legion class toy. So it should not surprise you that this guy has the exact same freaking transformation. So let's get everything unpegged. It's all kind of pegs in across the top here. So get all of this undone. Arms fold out on double hinges. Tucks the wheels away while you're at it. Legs. Feet fold down like that. Legs split apart. Chest comes down. Wheels go into those little cavities. That's it. That's as much as a transformation goes. And that seems extremely familiar now, doesn't it? And it gives us a robot mode of Bumblebee. Now, to be fair, again, just like most of the Cyber Battalion figures, very large. If I put Classics Bumblebee next to him, it is a world of difference. Now, we do realize that Bumblebee is a short Classics Deluxe in the first place, but considering the one on the right was 10 bucks, the one on the left is 15, and about a modern Transformer is about equivalent to this kind of guy at $15, you can definitely see what they're going for there. Cheap, affordable, easy for a kid to play with. Oh my god, why would you ever get your kid this one? This one is just... Ugh. We're going to take a look at the head, as we are prone to do first. And again, this is one of those where they just kind of felt like making all of their effort shown in the head sculpt. I do like how the head looks. Though I'm noticing, if you've seen enough of these Cyber Battalion figures, they kind of have the same, like, side vents on their helmets. They're really a fan of that detailing for some reason. A lot of them have it. It's very strange. Also, do you notice, like, the forehead crest? You kind of get this, like, I want to say Chevy logo at the top. It's a little strange. So that's a little oddity. But he does have the familiarities of Bumblebee, at least. A little bit older. He's more in his teenage years in the sculpt. So, yeah, well, what can I say? He adds more black to the deco. You see it in the upper legs, which are painted, and the lower arms, which are actual individual parts in molded plastic. Little bits of gray for the actual transformation engineering showing through, but that's pretty much it. Through his midsection, his arms, through his legs especially, he is very barren of color. Definitely needed something to break him up. Now, form-wise, you can tell he's kind of kibble-loaded. He's got these big panels from vehicle mode hanging off the backs of his arms, holding down the sides of his arms. Little things you could forgive in a Legion class, but it's a little bit hard to ignore here, especially when you look at the other Cyber Battalion figures. They didn't do things like this. They didn't have issues like that. He also has that weird thing that those Legion figures have, which is the leg and the foot just aren't quite connected, are they? They kind of float above each other, and it's a very strange look. Speaking of strange look, that hip, pelvis first for days, and it's detented, so I can move it like that, and now he's just looking down, and now he's just sad and depressed Bumblebee. Well, I would be too if I was based on the Beast Hunters figure. So it's either that looking straight up, it's this like super angle they put to the leg that's really annoying. Like none of the others really have that, and I could see where having that was like a requirement in the Legion class toy, so it kind of carried over since it's the same engineering. But I also realized they could have added knees. Why did they just not add add knees and you fix that problem immediately? Come on. It's so annoying. It's just, ugh. But yeah, as long as we're on the articulation point, we might as well get to that. So the head itself is ball jointed and features a great range of motion. So he has that up on his Legion figure. The shoulders are universally jointed, plenty of range going in all directions there. He actually has an elbow. That's actually a pretty good thing. Now, the elbow is a little bit weird because it does leave this massive flap of metal hanging off of him. That's a little bit weird. Of course it's plastic here, but on him it'd be metal and it'd be really stupid looking. It looks like he just like ripped part of his jacket and it's just like the sleeve is just hanging there now. Let's see, we got universal hips, and like I said, detented this way, little detents this way, but nothing that really holds firm. No knees. A little bit of back and forth in the ankle. He is quite limited. Now, we saw this guy previously in a Plastic Addict video under the Beast Hunters toy line, where they were originally prototyping the whole concept of upscaling these figures to this size. And both of these toys, both that Plastic Addict victim and this toy, are based on the same Legion class figure. Now, on the previous one, I could give it that kind of scorn because it's barely upsized and it didn't do any improvements. Here, there are noticeable improvements. The sculpt for, well, aside from how blocky things look, is improved over the Beast Hunters version. You know, at least in my opinion, there aren't as many redundant and ignored details going on, and they did make an effort to change up the articulation, which is all we ever asked of those upscaled figures. That said, this one does not come with a weapon, has far less of a deco, and is going to cost you more on the aftermarket because these guys are just as rare as the Beast Hunter figures are. Now, I will tell you, since people ask me every time I review one of these, the store I got all of mine from was, if you Google Transfan 2 shop, you'll find it. That's where I got mine. They're at a fair price, and it's on the up and up. I got mine without any kind of issue. But why would you get it here? Why would you get this one? Like, I don't know how the others turned out so interesting, and this Bumblebee just comes up so short. Ironic choice of words for Bumblebee, but hey, there you go. So I guess, my friends, that is Cyber Battalion Bumblebee. It's much of the same if you saw the Beast Hunters Bumblebee review. And the reason this one wasn't Plastic Addict is because it'd be the exact same script. This is not good, and certainly not up to like the surprising quality of some of the other figures in this line. Like, he doesn't even come close to the likes of Megatron and Dinobot. He's just trailing. And the scary thing about this, he's got a larger toy in the Cyber series. We might have to give that one a glance to see how it came out, but for now, that's the end of the Cyber Battalions. Oh, and what an end. Because this thing certainly is an end. Okay, before you guys go, I just want to let you know I've got new eBay sales going on right now, which is probably true even if you're watching this video late. To my international fans, I'm sorry I can't ship overseas, so it's US only. But if you can take a look at the listings, I hope you find something you're after, and it would really help out. Thanks, guys.